In today's show, I'm going to be talking to Chelsea Cohen, the logistics queen and the co-founder of SoStocked inventory management software. And we're going to be going over the golden rule. So stay tuned. Amazon PPC may seem like a complex subject, but it doesn't have to be. Hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell to be notified whenever we come out with great brand building videos and videos on Amazon PPC.
The golden rule that I instruct everyone to do is not let everyone have all your stuff. The times when I've stocked out, or the times when I've talked to people that have stocked out, a lot of those times it's been because you let somebody have all your stuff. You put everything on a boat, for example, or you sent everything to Amazon in one truck and Amazon didn't check it in. And we'll get to why your stuff doesn't get checked in, why it arrives and it's there for 5 weeks and then still doesn't get checked in. We'll kind of go over that and why that happens. I found out the reason why, and I had to share it with everybody because it makes so much sense and it helps you to plan appropriately. But in terms of the golden rule, I wanted to talk about how practically you should be building your logistics system to apply that. The first thing would be to start with your order. And most people like to order full containers, right? You say, okay, I'm going to order a full container, make sure I can fit a full container, and then send that container across the ocean. Well, that's great until you have a complete supply chain breakdown and your stuff sits on the ocean for 3 weeks because there's no trucks to move the containers and it causes a ripple effect. So what should be done is to restructure, and when you place your orders, instead of ordering a full container load, order a little bit more so that you have inventory as a backup. So everything but that backup goes into the container. You send that across the ocean, you cross your fingers, you hope that you don't have to use that backup inventory and it's sitting at your supplier. Hopefully it's sitting at your supplier without them charging you storage fees. Most of the time they'll hold your inventory for a few months without charging you storage fees. So it's sitting there and not charging you storage fees. And then if you need to, you're looking at your timeline and you're seeing that the stuff at the ocean doesn't seem to be being checked in, you should probably send the air shipment, and you only want to send it if you absolutely need to. So it's there as a backup and it'll go on the next boat if you don't need to send the air shipment, but you have it as a backup so that you're not kind of backing yourself into a corner and just relying on the ocean freight, which we're having problems with. To that point, one of the things that has been negotiated with some suppliers, we've negotiated with one of our suppliers, is to, while they're holding this stuff and they're not charging you, they're only charging you for what you're shipping out. So say I ship out ocean, but I don't ship out my air freight. I would not be charged for the 70% or whatever your payment term is, 50%. I would not be charged for the final payment on the air freight inventory because it hasn't left yet. So I'm only charged for what has left the supplier. So that's something that you can negotiate. Pay for the initial payment, the 30% down, and then you only pay for the stuff as it leaves. So that's a way to flexibly kind of control your cash flow a little bit better.
And there's so much power in that statement just because the terms that you're getting are amazing, because you're getting already made, your product's already made, sitting there in a warehouse, waiting to just be shipped right over to you, but you haven't paid for it. And we actually have really good terms with our suppliers over in China. And we don't have many products from China, but they actually don't bill us until like it arrives in Amazon, which is like phenomenal. Nice, yeah. And then a couple of the US suppliers that we have, we actually, we have terms where they don't bill us until we sell the product on Amazon. So get very flexible with your terms. So don't be afraid to talk to your supplier about terms that Chelsea just talked about.
Changing your payment terms can be a huge game changer for scalability if you want, or having cash flow problems. Moving on to the local side of your logistics, you should be treating your ground freight the same way you would treat your ocean and air freight. Let's say, pretend that you're trucking your LTL or FTL, treat that as if you would treat your ocean, right? You send as much as possible that way, but then you still have your 3PL holding additional inventory, and you'll send that small parcel delivery if you need to, but only if you need to, right? So you hope that everything gets checked into to Amazon with LTL, but if it doesn't, you send inventory small parcel. And then of course, to harp on it again, make sure that you have an FBM fulfillment center in case Amazon gives you problems in terms of getting your stuff checked in or stock outs.
Amazon PPC may seem like a complex subject, but it doesn't have to be, and that is why we created this channel. On top of Amazon PPC, we're going to share different tactics and strategies that we've used to build a multi-million-dollar business, as well as the strategies that we're using to build a $100 million company, which is our goal. We don't know how we're going to get there yet, but that's our goal, and we want to take you along for the ride. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell to be notified whenever we come out with great business building and Amazon PPC strategies.